All right. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Everybody, how are you doing? It's a Thursday, and it's time for us to have some hangout with Uncle Beno. As you know, on this channel, we discuss trending matters and we try to extract some lessons. And if you are listening to us for the first time, please don't be a stranger. Try to be part of the conversation. You can leave your thoughts in the comment. We will acknowledge you. And of course, this is a hangout. You are always free and welcome to join me in the studio as we look at the topic we are considering. However, please do me a favor. This is a clean channel. We do not tolerate insults. We don't tolerate trolling. We believe that everybody deserves to be respected, and of course you have to respect my guest. Now, depending on where you're watching me from, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, as the case may be. My name is Benori once more. I am your coconut head uncle, and I do this for fun. I do this to play my part as a uncle, an upcoming uncle. And please, whatever is said, it's my opinion. It is not an expert opinion. You can embrace my suggestions, my advice if you think it is applicable to your situation. However, no matter what is being discussed, if your situation requires that you speak to an expert, please do not hesitate, because what we're about to discuss in this episode, for those who found themselves in these circumstances, I think you're gonna need a therapist, as you're gonna need as many experts as possible. Again, don't take my words for it. I'm just a content creator and I'm just an uncle, African uncle for that matter. I believe in traditional African culture and I see things from African perspective. So if you live in Western world, please bear with me. My take might not be applicable to you, or it might sound like, oh no, we are in the woke season. What are you talking about? Please, I'm an African man. I was raised African and I will die an African man. Even though I live in the United States, I am still African by heart. However, you have an advantage, and the advantage is that I am a traditionally Western African man. So let us begin to dive into today's conversation gradually. Today's topic, we're gonna start considering killer husbands on Rampage, from marriage to the grave. This is not a topic I like to cover normally, but with what is happening and the rate at which women and men are losing their lives to the one person they once promised they love, I think it is concerning, and it's better if we begin to address the situation. I see that my people are here already. Shout out to you, my Dr. Adam. Hey, the Omanicha one of USA. Welcome, sis. Of course, my Simbi is in the building, and I see Posu. How have you been, sis? It's been a while. All right, if you're watching, please hit the like button, and of course, give me a shout out so I can recognize you that you are here. This is gonna be a series, and I'm looking at least 20 series on this one. I'm doing 20 just to cap it up so that I can move away. But these are issues that called for attention. Don't forget, we still have a part 2 to the show that I did last week, and that is the rant I did on men who are moving mad. The topic of that show is Iyabo Ojo and the lessons men can learn from Iyabo Ojo's daughter's wedding. I addressed some of the issues on that show. If you miss it, please just go to the live session of this channel. You're going to see the video and watch it. It's a 4 hours long video, and I think people love it because right now it has gotten over 3,000 views. And when I checked the analytics, people were actually watching the entire thing. I was surprised that I asked my team members, like, what is it about this video? I was just ranting for 4 hours. And yet, that is the video that's got the highest average view duration on this channel. So it simply means that the issue we are covering here are real life issues that are affecting people. We're going to do a part 2 of that show where I'm going to talk about how to marry single mom and how to be great stepdads. And the topic we are considering today fall within that scope. So even though this is not the part 2, but you can deduce one or two things from today's show as it relates to the former show. So welcome everybody. Simbi, if you are around, you got to be in the studio because this is one of the topics Simbi suggested. And then when I did research, blood of Zachariah. When I did my research, it was scary. And that's why I said, I think the best title for this show is to just call it Killer Husbands. And then we can do a second series that's going to cover killer wives. Because both men and women, they are moving mad these days. They are really going crazy these days. Men are buying their wives. And wives are buying their husbands. If you doubt me, do a simple Google search. Let me show you right now. We're going to do this together. Let me just show you. So as you can see on my screen right now, that is my Google browser. And just watch what I'm going to type and what the result will be. Let me make it bold. So if you are looking at my search right now, I am typing, let me just say, let me start with Nigerian husbands who killed their wives. I believe you can see my screen, right? Just do a simple Google search. Make you fear. So I just typed Nigerian husbands who killed their wives. Enter. So even a simple Google search will show you that there are problems, there is trouble, there is fire on the mountain. Okay? There is fire on the mountain. All right. So a simple Google search will show you lots of topics. We have the tragic case of Nigerian men who pied their wife. You see Abdul Mahmoud, why Nigerian men are pieing their wives. BBC, in fact, BBC has so many stories on this one. Even BBC is saying Nigeria were allegedly pieing wife after relocation to UK. You also see hotline trying to stop men that is spying wives. Edoma arrested for wife spying. This Nigerian wife spying in America. Nigerian men that spy their nurse wives in USA. Nigerian men who spy wife with skateboard jailed for life. Sponsor homicide in Nigeria. That's a research. Nigerian women in deadly intimate partners. So there are just numerous, endless topics. And if you do me one more good thing, or if you do yourself one more favor, if you click on Google image, you go fear. Just a simple Google image. Look at that. Just look at that. So this is what we're going to talk about. Bear with me. I will appreciate your contribution. And please bear in mind that we just want people to learn. And what we basically want to examine on this part 1 is, first, why? Why are men buying their wives? And if we look at the other gender, why are women buying their husbands? And this is not just limited to Africa. It's everywhere, all over the world. But I'm just talking about African and using Nigeria as an example because I'm a Nigerian. And it's because I just want to draw your attention to the danger of getting married to an enemy. So please, if you are joining this show, all I need is advice so that people can learn. This is Uncle Beno's channel. I've told you guys I'm not actually making a lot of money from this channel. If you give us super chat, God bless you, it will go a long way. But we are not making a lot of money on this channel, and I'm not creating this content to make money. When I want to create content to make money, I do that on Trends Reality, because that is where I usually get a lot of views. But I'm doing this so you, my African brothers and sisters, you can learn and you will know how to protect yourself. All right, Simbi, welcome. How are you doing? Simbi, can you hear me? Oh, I'm just calling Simbi and Simbi just dropped. Feel like so, na network don't start again. All right, I'm gonna read through a couple of Nigerian men who buy their wives and the reason why they do that. But it is more important for me to tell you from the get-go 3 reasons why these men buy their wives. Okay, let me highlight it so you can see it. All right, Simbi, you are back. How are you doing, Simbi?
Good evening, Uncle Ben. Hi, real fam. Good evening, everybody. I'm fine, sir. How are you today, sir?
I'm trying to survive.
Texas?
Texas is cool. It's good. The weather is fine. How is Nigeria?
Lucky, sir. Nigeria is hot.
Oh,
Uncle Ben, the sun dealt with me today. It fried my brain.
All right. This is one of the topic you were sending to me backstage, and you were saying, Uncle Ben, see what is going on. Let's talk about this and that. And I thought about it, and I'm like, okay, right. Let's really talk about this. So now that you're here, you're welcome. I just need you to, hear your opinion every now and then our guests, as well as those who are watching right now who cannot come to the studio, but they can join us in the chat. We're gonna be dropping their own take. Shout out to you, B-Flex. How are you doing? Sister Rose, how are you? Sister Rose and I just created the content. I just posted that on Trends Reality, and it's about Shano Sharp and all the SE allegation that is ongoing. So you can go and watch that after this show. So welcome everybody. Let us get this going, of course, after this short break, and I'm gonna join you guys shortly.
Welcome to Trends Reality, your go-to channel for trending social political updates. Subscribe, like, and leave your thoughts in the comments.
All right, Simbi, let me give you the floor briefly. What do you think of men or women who are buying their spouse? What do you think is the reason why that is happening?
Thank you so much, Uncle Ben. I'm going to start by saying, as much as I don't like to blame the victim, I think the signs are there. And when you see these signs, the first thing you're supposed to do is separate yourself from this person that is actually abusing you by hitting you. It doesn't matter the kind of abuse, because sometimes even emotional abuse can still lead to, can I use the word, DEATH? So basically, we are talking about domestic violence right now. If your spouse hits you the first time, that's a sign, right?
Yep.
You talk about it, and then you give that person space and make sure that they don't get to hit you the second time. Although sometimes these signs are not there when you're dating, because human beings are very good at pretending. But then when you see things like this, give that person space. Once you give that person space, you're telling the person, I value my life. I value my mental health. I don't want any harm to come to me. And then if that person still wants you in their life, that's fine. But when we come to Africa or Nigeria especially, there's this mentality that if you take a step, if you move out of your matrimonial home for your own safety, people automatically see you as a failure. They just brand you, especially when it's a woman. They just see you as a failure. Oh, she didn't try, she didn't pray properly, or she's disrespectful to her husband. And if it's a man also, because men sometimes endure domestic violence. If it's a man also, they will say, oh, you're not man enough. You're supposed to be able to hold your home down. You're supposed to be in charge. You're supposed to be the head. So I think apart from you not loving yourself enough to protect your mental health and your physical well-being, the society also plays a role. That shaming people when they're trying to fix something. I love marriage and I love love. But if your life is a danger, why don't you just give that person space? We'll not say, okay, just cut the person fully and just like that and give up on the marriage. But at least when you give that person space, if although here in Nigeria we don't do therapy, that's the honest truth. But at least if you can get your family members to sit down, the woman and the man respectively, they can talk about it and fix whatever is going wrong in the marriage. That is, if there's anything to fix. If there's nothing to fix, why don't you walk out of the marriage? Why are you there? Oh, the pastor is saying we should pray. The devil wants to. Sometimes all these things are natural causes. There's nothing like spiritual battle. You hear things like, oh, that's not how he was at the beginning. No, the person has always been like that. It's just that marriage actually brought that character out. In the case of women that can I use the word, that fight their husbands? Yes, in the case of women that fight their husbands, I think the day they actually the day they the day they fight their husbands, that's not the day they actually plan to carry that disgusting act. It has been in their mind for a while. That's why when I hear men say things like, I do this thing, my wife don't forgive me. I'm like, don't say that though. She can't say anything. She's keeping quiet. The most dangerous woman on earth is the one that doesn't say anything. But you see that one that voices her mind, that one that talks, that one that says, I don't like what you did, or can we fix this? You're safe. But you see the one that does
Okay.
not talk, you're not safe. And
Okay.
can I go on?
Yeah. And what?
Okay, I was going to say that if you're abused and you choose to stay, that means you made the decision that you are going to die in that marriage. That's how I see it. Because you have the ability to save yourself, but you chose not to. And then if you are of this opinion that what or how the society sees you or what they'll say about you is much more important than your physical well-being, then there's a problem. It just means that you don't have self-love and you have low self-esteem.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
All right. But you did not answer the question that I asked.
Oh,
You know, right?
I
Yeah.
did though. I did
You,
answer your question.
you did not answer the question. You just go about, let me just say you are echoing what people are saying generally on social media. I want
No,
us,
absolutely not.
that's what people are saying on social media. Oh, you buy because you stay. You buy because
I
African
mentioned
you
I
buy.
mentioned the
No,
society. Uncle Ben, even off camera, I think we've had
no,
this discussion and
no.
I said,
What I ask is why?
okay, why?
Why are we having killer husbands and wives who are on rampage? Why? What is what is the drive? What is driving them to commit this heinous crime?
Okay,
What
I'm going
is
to
the
answer
root?
that.
That is what I was actually expecting you to say. We've
Okay,
heard
okay, okay,
stories all the time, and over
okay,
here, when we look at any topic, we are trying to look at it from a different perspective, from angles that people usually don't emphasize. Me, I'm tired. I don't hear this one tired. Oh,
Okay,
leave
okay. I'm
it.
just going to say
If you say this
you
one happen. No, no, no. Let us talk about waiting. What can be going on? What can lead to a situation whereby two people who promise to love each other, who actually walk both themselves down the aisle, saying I do, pledging before God and man, saying their vow to each other, and years later, that same person you vow to, that same person you say, yes, this is it. You can unlike that person. So you can take your time if you really don't know what to point out, but that's just what I was expecting you will help me dive into so we can make it make sense. Why?
okay.
If we
At
don't
this
talk about the why, I'm sorry to all the people who have analyzed this issue. They all did an amazing job. But what I think many people are focusing on is the aftermath. Many people are just talking about the after. That's sometimes when I see topics like this, I already know what people will say when they call in or when they want to type comment. Is that why did she stay? Why don't you leave? Why don't you leave? People have been living. Even some people at the point of living, that is when the devil go do what he not supposed to do. So, but what if you can recognize those elements, those attributes, those behavioral patterns that can lead to a situation where piracy they happen? That's just what I'm saying. That's what I think we are not examining as people. We just like to shift blame. You say, yes, the husband is a devil. Oh, the wife, why did she stay? The husband, why? No. People don't get married today and they fight themselves today. They live together for a while. They do things together for a while. They start both moving mad at a point in time. And just like you were saying, Simbi, something built up over time that led to that situation. So for me, if I have to advise younger folks, what I'm going to tell you is, if, for instance, a young girl asks me right now, Uncle Ben, I don't want to lose my life in my marriage, Joe. What are those things I should bear in mind? That if I'm saying it, I should know that I can lead to these things. And I'll give you some example now real quick. Sometimes, I'm not trying to blame victim, but sometimes the victims, they are the one who did the thing that led to their being pied. I'm sorry, if you don't listen to me very well, you will have issue with me on this one.
I
You
said the same to Uncle Ben. You didn't hear me when I said that.
Okay, now in a concrete terms, tell us why. What are the things that led? Because don't tell me because their pastor said they should stay, or because the society will blame them if they leave their marriage. No, that is not the reason why they cry. So go ahead, Simbi. By the way, Honey Babe is here. Welcome, Honey Babe. So Simbi, go ahead.
Okay.
Explain. Once you explain, Honey Babe can join. You guys should just give me like 2 minutes. I'll be back with you. All right, go ahead, Simbi.
Yes, is when you actually do something, for example, to your spouse, and then you apologize, but you still repeat that same thing, like it's a pattern. And then it's not everyone that has that how do I put it? That not everyone can tolerate for that long. There are people that their patience run thin pretty fast. So, and when the victim is actually pushing the spouse to the wall, they'll react. And sometimes I think it's mental issue. It could be hereditary, maybe from their ancestors. One person in one generation is going to have that thing in them. So I think lack of tolerance, and then anger issues too. Then when you don't have the spirit of forgiveness also, I think that one can also lead to people find their spouse. Sorry. People just, getting up one morning and find out that they can no longer take it anymore. So that's just it. And then times there are some people that once they notice that you're taking advantage of them, they just wait. They they just wait for that particular time that they will strike, and then that's
Okay.
the end. Yes, they just wait so that they'll it will not be a case of they just woke up and tie somebody. Something definitely led to it.
All right.
That's if you don't have the spirit of forgiveness, you cannot tolerate, because although these signs might be, like I said, when you're dating, you can tell that this person is easily irritated. You can also tell that this person does not forgive easily, or this person is someone that you've done something 5 years ago and they're reminding you that, "Hey, that's what you did 5 years ago. This is what
All
you
right.
did, and I told you I don't like it." So resentment builds over time.
All right. Good. You mentioned anger. You mentioned resentment. Good point. Those are some of the things I was actually expecting you to identify. Honey, babe, how you doing, my sister?
I'm good, thank you. I'm just catching this one actually. How's everybody? Can you hear me
Uh-huh.
okay?
Welcome, honey babe.
Hey, Simbi, how are you
Good
doing?
evening.
Hope you're good. Hope everybody is, having a good week.
Yeah.
Friday tomorrow. Anyway, yeah. I really like what a lot of what Cindy said, but I'm gonna come from an angle that mm, the thing is that there's a lot of people that are in marriages that have no business being in. There's so much pressure in our culture to be married. So a lot of people are like desperation, so seeing the red flags and saying, you know what, for the sake of being Mrs., for the sake of for not, for having that stigma of with even with my PhDs and everything, I'm not seen as anything unless I'm married. So people are walking into marriages that have no business being married. So there's no due diligence. There's no what Simbi said in terms of that you're observing a person and noticing, my God, he's just switching just like that because of something that I said. Why is he overreacting? But because rather than you calling it off or realizing that let me end this relationship, you've got that thing in the back of your head where your mother is saying, I want my grandchildren, I want my grandchildren. You notice that there's a ticking clock in terms of your eggs. You notice that you're 29, 30. So you close your eyes to those red flags, and out of desperation, you end up marrying people you have no business marrying. And I think there's a lot of that going on, because when you tell me resentment and stuff like that, I'm kind of looking at myself that if you are marrying for the sake of a partnership, like Simbi said, there should be so much forgiveness. It shouldn't be a problem for you to say you're sorry. For someone to be offended, I'm married to someone, I'm not married, but suppose if I'm married and my husband should be offended by what I'm saying and be holding on to that, my God, I'm scared. That's an enemy that I'm marrying. So I just find it quite fascinating that, it's the mindset of people that why are you married to someone that has that type of mindset where they're not willing to forgive, they're not willing to compromise. That's where I'm coming from. And another angle I'm coming from is that I definitely believe there's serious mental health issues in our community. That is, a lot of people are in denial. A lot of people have trauma. I think Auntie Bean mentioned about going to therapy and acknowledging the trauma that you have. And what she mentioned, because I won't quote it, was that she mentioned the fact that growing up in Nigeria is trauma on its own. I don't know if anybody resonates with that, but growing up in Nigeria, living in
I
Nigeria
do,
is
ma.
trauma.
I do, ma.
Exactly.
Yes,
So
it's
I
true.
think there's a lot of people that have had trauma, whether it's, I don't want to go details, essay, many, many things that have happened, and they're walking into marriages with that chip on their shoulder. So that is not helping you when you now decide to get married, because you've not dealt with your anguish and your trauma. You're now bringing that into a marriage, and then any little thing, you start acting, moving mad, acting crazy, and then you get to the stage of the subject matter of what we're talking about.
All right. All right. Good one, honey, babe.
Thank
But
you.
so basically now,
Mhm.
why That's like
I think there's so much pressure on getting married. So for me personally, I've seen it and I've done it myself, where we get married to people that we have no business getting married to. But because of societal pressure on being married, you close your eyes to red flags. Because I need to get married, because my parents are pressuring me. I mean, if we did a poll on the amount of women that were before they got married, the pressure, the societal way they were they were looked at when they were single, I think it would be nearly 100%. So let's not discount the fact there is so much pressure to get married, and because of that, people are not getting married for for the right reasons. It's because of money, like someone said, or it's because I want to be a missus. And I know many friends of mine that they regret getting married because they now decided to give into pressure of their parents or whatever in their family. And I definitely believe there's a lot of marriages that have there's a lot of people that are in marriages that have no business being married.
Okay, so that is why they end up being pied.
Because I think for me, it's just I think about it logically. You now married someone that you shouldn't marry. You've missed the red flags, whether he's a Mongol park or if we say it's a man or the woman, you have trauma, you have anger issues. Because of your pressure to get married, you close your eyes to the red flags. So if you close your eyes to the red flags, you're going to end up with someone that has anger issues, and then it escalates. You have friction, you have arguments, and the next thing you know is physical. It's just a step from A to B. That's how, that's the way that my mind is thinking, that it's a logical step when you're marrying people that have trauma and have issues.
All right.
And if you don't deal with your issues, obviously it's going to affect your marriage.
Okay. Simbi, you want to add something to that?
Yes, I was going to say the pressure is more on women because once you are 30, you hear things like, you know what, just get pregnant and have a child, just in case.
I get what you're saying, but what I'm saying is that the women, like I said, you just answered my question, where because of the pressure and just get pregnant, you're involved with a man that you have no business being involved with because of pressure. And again, he's violent, that he has issues, probably there's some mental health issues, but you're desperate to get married because your mum or whatever has said just get pregnant. You've actually answered my question.
Okay, so in a nutshell, I think we can say pressure is the reason why spouses are buying each other.
Not everything. There's definitely a different varieties of things. It's not just one thing. But I do believe if you was to ask many women, I think, would mention that they know the guy wasn't the right person for them, but they don't want to wait until they're 39, 40. He wants to marry me. I know that probably I shouldn't, and there's some red flags, but I will close my eyes and I will think about my wedding day and I'm going to be Mrs. And a lot of women do that.
Okay, like I said, many of the fact that we are emphasizing right now, these are things that has been discussed variously on so many platforms, and I think when we put it generally like that,
I'm not being general.
No. Well, it's general. If you go to any platform, you will hear the same thing all the time. That's why I say.
So do you think there's something? Do you think there's something more that we're not saying?
Yeah, because
okay. Please enlighten me.
Because I'm looking at it from this angle. Whether you are pressured to married or you use your 2-leg waka enter marriage. In fact, there are plenty women who has lost their life and they were not able to marry anybody. It's still the man they love, the man that still love them, that's still true. You see what I'm saying? So
no, I don't get that, because are you really trying to tell me? For me, a person that decides to delete their wife was never normal. You hid it. Probably it was never there. The marriage probably, things happen, children, pressure of work. I don't believe it's normal to delete your wife or your husband. So to believe that you was normal before you got married, I don't agree with that. It's always there. There's always there underground that you're not a normal person because in the future you deleted someone.
So, Onibe, are you saying Somebody who deletes somebody is he's like he has that ability in him from the get-go. That's why they do it
I
like
do believe it because, like I said, yeah, there's many, like I said, there's many people that life happens to them. But why should you get a pass? Because you know what, you can't handle things that another person can handle. You have conflict and you decide to delete someone. I'm not going to give you a pass for that. You can't control your emotions. You can't deal with issues. You've decided that the only way you can resolve things is to now be violent. I'm not going to give you a pass for that.
okay. So and you are saying people can see that before they get married?
I'm not saying you can see that, but I'm saying that because I'm not a witch or a wizard. But what I'm saying to you is that the person that decides to delete someone 10 years from now, that person that is walking normal, there's obviously underlying issues.
But you can't see it. That's the point.
No, you can't see it. I agree. But normally it will manifest itself because listen, right? If I'm, like I said, I'm a very vocal person. I'm very into politics. If I'm, like I said, there's certain conversations, there's certain things that there's no way you are not seeing before you get married. There's a lot of people that saw the red flags that chose to ignore it. So you're
No.
telling me that someone can deceive you for an indefinite amount of time. I don't believe that.
Okay, only babe, that is where I want to disagree with you. That you can see those red flags that can lead to somebody deleting you before you marry that person. No, I disagree with that a
If you
lot.
say so.
Yes.
I'm not, the thing is that maybe they will deceive you. Like I said, I was married before, and like I said, I shouldn't have married that person. As soon as the very first time I saw madness, I was gone. He didn't touch me.
Eh?
He didn't, I saw some things and I was gone. I
But
didn't
before,
wait for a first or third or second or third time. I was gone. And he didn't even physically touch me. I saw some things and I'm like, nah, I'm not dealing with that. I know that if I stay in this, it could turn to something.
okay, good.
And
That's
I
where
was gone. And that's what I'm saying to you, that yes, probably I messed up and I missed the red flags. But when I was in it, as soon as I saw BIM, I was gone.
all right. So now I believe you are now getting where I'm going exactly now with that example that you just made. You can't see it and walk into it. Although there are some people who see it, they saw it, they still walk into it. But
I agree with you.
most women, they don't see it before they walk into it. Now, the other part that I like, just the way you say it, is that you don't see it, you walk into it. Now you are in it and then it manifests. What do you do?
Yes, you have to make a choice. You make
So
a choice to stay or you make a choice to leave. Is that
that,
simple?
that is where I am going exactly.
Okay,
Because
I get you.
if we are preaching on the one hand that people should get married, that everybody out there, they are not evil. If we are preaching that on one hand, and on
Yeah.
the other hand, we are saying that, oh,
Mm.
we're gonna blame you if you marry him and something happen. We will blame you for not identifying that this person is a potential killer.
No. Sorry, don't get it twisted. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that fine, someone can deceive you, but I do believe after a certain amount of time, they're gonna show their game face. What in my if I'm going back to my own experience, I saw some things and I made a decision. Like I said, everyone was like, "You cannot leave. You are 7 months pregnant." I'm like, "I'm gone, mate." Even with my stomach, I decided to leave. Not everyone is like me, but I'm not waiting for anyone. I'm not going to wait until someone does something to me physically before I decided to leave. So I hear what you're saying, but it still comes back to choices. When you're seeing it, the reality of what's happening in your face, whether it's a violent reaction, you as the person that's in that situation have to make a decision. Am I leaving or am I staying? It's that simple for me.
Okay, so we are on the same page now. So
Okay. For once.
no, we're on the same page because
I'm just playing. Yeah, I get you. I get you.
all I'm
Yeah,
just saying is yes, Simbi.
yeah, I think we are talking about mental health issues. People who have mental health issues, but it has been dormant.
No,
But something in the marriage probably triggered either the man or the woman. It could be childhood trauma. Maybe I saw mom hitting dad, or I saw dad hitting mom.
Simbi.
Because I've heard people
Those
actually say,
Simbi. Those are the conversation I said this show is not about. Those are
oh,
rhetorics. Yes, those are rhetorics. I'm sorry. Shout out to you, my
well,
sister D.
but Uncle Ben, this happens real life. Oh, I hear men
Mhm.
say I'm doing this because my dad used to do it. I'm not talking about
Exactly.
TV shows.
You are not listening to what I'm saying. It's
Okay,
real.
okay, let me
You
stop.
are right. But how can I put this thing out to make it make sense to you guys?
Make it make sense.
When you watch, you can do the research yourself. Go
Mm.
to
Okay.
YouTube and type why are people
It's
dying?
okay to be okay. Mm.
Eh? You
Sorry,
will
I'm
see
just reading what Dr. Adana put. Sorry, apologies. Mhm.
what?
No, I'll let you finish. I'll mute myself.
Okay. So you can watch 10 videos, you can watch 20 videos. It's the same narrative. Oh, they have trauma. Oh, the man, because the dad was beating him. Oh, it's because of where he's coming from. Oh, people give excuses and it's not helping. Those are like programming people's mind. For me,
Okay, I get it now,
I'm a,
sir.
I'm a
I do.
practical person. I'm a practical
But
person. Oh, just hold on, please.
we're not excusing
Hold
it,
on,
though. We're just
please.
it's just telling you what it is. Mm.
Just hold on, please. For me, I'm a practical person. If I want to teach somebody something, I would like to teach you based on what you will confront, not based on theory. You can repeat the same thing over and over again, and people will still make the same mistake again and again. See, what matter is what is happening before you right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I'm coming from. How do you decide what to do based on what you are seeing, what is happening? Now, when you're saying, oh, when he came from one single, people cannot be perfect. Oh, because of the childhood trauma, we all went through trauma. Many men, African men, for instance, you can hardly, if you gather 100 African men right now, you will hardly see 10% of those African men who did not grow up with one trauma or the other. And yet, the remaining 90%, when it comes to the topic we're discussing right now, the remaining 90%, all those 90% that gone through trauma, you will see that maybe just 5% of them will be the one that are buying their wife. The rest, 85, what happened to them? They are normal, they are okay. So that's the point I'm making. When we treat some of this matter from the Western approach, we get it completely wrong. I'm sorry.
I disagree.
It's okay to disagree. I'm just saying from my point of view. When you treat many of this matter, when you follow the Western narrative, you get it wrong. And the Westerners, they are getting it wrong every time. I'm sorry. This is not a rant.
I'm listening to you.
I don't want to do a rant or something, but it's just the way it is. Me, I just like to say the fact. The Westerns that say, oh, we have solution for this, we have solution for that, we have solution for this, oh, do this one when this happens, they are getting it wrong. We are living here, we see them. So that is why I'm kind of like, most time, it boils down to what are you saying? If you see this thing, what should you do? It's not the assumption. So if we are looking at all this spying husband, what I was going to do initially was to first of all do the documentary before I start the conversation. There is a doctor who unlived his wife in Houston, Texas, Sugarland for that matter. A doctor. The doctor and his wife, they've been living in that community for over 20 years. Their kids, they are all grown. Everybody that knows this doctor, just Google it. Nigerian doctor in Sugarland that spied his wife. The case, go and read the case. He spied his wife, he spied himself. He is a doctor. What trauma does he have for 20 years?
Really? Because you're a doctor, you don't have trauma. We don't know his life. We don't know anything about him.
to allow us to talk at times. I will
Sorry,
use. If you're cutting it like that, we won't get to the point I'm trying to make.
Apologies. Okay.
He's a doctor. He has been married to this woman. They've been married long, like maybe 30 years, but they've moved to America and they've stayed 20 years plus. They have their kids here. A man, everybody describe, oh, this man is good, this man is this, but he still end up unliving his wife. He even attempted to unlive 2 of their kids too, before he unlived himself. Now, this woman is with him for 20 years. What was going on in that 20 years? That is where I'm going. But if we just want to go by, oh, hey, childhood trauma, hey, he comes from one single family home. That is not it. People come from home that are not perfect, and they are still great men, they are still great, fantastic women. The point I'm driving is those things that when it happens, you should know the consequences. That is where I'm going. You know, Honey Babe, we've had this conversation before. I've always said that I'm a consequentialist. If you are married to somebody, whether you are man or woman, what are some of the things that when you do it, you know that the outcome of this thing, the reaction that may likely follow this thing that happened, it might cost me my life. That's what I'm saying. You get me now, Honey Babe?
I get what you're saying, but you need to understand, because like I said, I'm going to be quite candid. Last year, I was really, really down and I had a lot of stress and I decided to get counseling. Someone else, like I said, there could be someone else that what's wrong with Honey Babe? She should just get up and go. What's her problem? Everyone deals with things differently. And I agree with what you're saying, that some people have trauma and they get on with it. But we shouldn't discount the fact that there are serious issues which obviously are issues that people are having, in which they decide to do what they're doing. Yes, he's a doctor, but I'm not guessing. Like I said, this is all guesswork. We're just having a conversation, but we don't know what was in his life for him. Because I will say this again, it is not normal to want to delete someone. So for me, I will stand on what I say. You must be emotionally unstable for you to decide to delete someone. So obviously there's something going on with you. No normal person will do this.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I'm saying.
Thank you. So, but before I move to my doctor, and Sister Grace is here too, but
see here? Dr. Adana. Wow, love it.
Because I'm gonna end this show with, it's a very short one because I have to go to work, and I think we just have like 30 minutes before I end the show anyway. So because of the point I want to make and what I want people to take away from this, Honey Babe, do you agree with me that killer husband are acting, they are reacting to something? I am not, they are evil, they are demon. We get it, but because we don't want our women or our sisters to fall victim, do you agree that they are reacting to something, and whatever they do is like going to the extreme to react as part of their reaction?
I would say, I'm going to slightly change it. They are reacting to something. Something is triggering them. I agree with you on that. There's something going on, because you don't make that type of decision. So I agree, they're reacting, and they're obviously something's triggering them to do what they're doing, i.e. deleting someone. I agree with that.
All right, thank you. Dr. Adama, you are the first here, and my sister Grace is here. How have you been, Dr. Adama? Make I hear that sweet voice like Honey Babe again. Even though me and Honey Babe.
Could you please go to? Could you please go to? How you doing, Honey Babe and Simbi? Could you please go to?
Thank you for helping me, because he's dealing with me. Thank you. Deal with him, please. I'll be in the background.
Okay, let me go to Auntie Grace and come back to you.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
All right, Sister Grace, how are you doing, man?
Good evening, everyone. I'm good. How are you?
I'm happy Easter. Send my Easter cake.
I thought you saw it. So where did it hang? I didn't send it. How come it wasn't delivered to your door?
I don't know what happened, Sister Grace. How are you doing, man?
I'm all right. How are you?
Fine. So, Sister Grace, I want to do this series on killer husbands, and I think it's time we talk about it deeply. And I'm also going to do the buying wives, or we have women too are doing the same thing. But because of how rampant it is and how it seems like something that will never go away, and both old and young are committing the same crime, that's why just to look at this from a different lens. So basically, I'm looking at why and the reaction. And the reason I'm looking at the why and the reaction is because I think a lot of people don't know when to take off. They don't even know what they are observing. Like if their partner is doing something, some of them don't know what could be the extreme result of what they are observing in their home. I'll give you an example now. Let's say a woman cheats and the husband caught her cheating, or somehow the husband got wind of that. Many women will believe that, oh, it just happened. I beg him, nothing will happen. But do you know that cheating episode, 2, 3, 4 years down the line, can still cost that woman her life?
Yeah.
It's happening to men too. It's like a man who the wife has labored and tarried with, and they have built themselves up together. They are successful. They are now having properties, everything, everywhere. And maybe the woman is struggling to have baby, or maybe the woman have just one child. Then the husband, unknown to the woman, the husband has now impregnated different women out there. Maybe now have 3, 4, 5 children that the wife is not aware of. Then one day the wife got wind of that. And then she begged the wife, I'm sorry, I just want more child, blah, 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 blah. And then the wife said, okay, I'm forgiving you. 3, 4, 5 years down the line, the woman can still wake up one day and say, you know what? It'd be like saying you need your tapia for your food for doing this. So that's where I'm going. And that's why when me and Noni Babe we started, I'm saying like, okay, there are some rhetorics out there that we've heard over and over again, but I just don't want us to look at all that, because we've heard things like, oh, they force her into marriage, oh, she afraid of what society will say, oh, she stayed because of society, oh, it's because of religion. You will still see before this year we end now. I pray it won't happen to any of us in Jesus' name, and it won't happen to anybody. But before this year we end now, you will still hear news of women that are on live. So that's what we are looking at. Why? What are those things that if you are married to a man, since we're doing men episode now, if you are married to a man, what are those things that if you do it, even though this man has forgiven you, those things can still rear their head at any time? That's just where we're going. What are your take, man?
I might look at it from a different angle, because looking at killer husband and killer wife, there might be something that that actually triggered it. Then again, there is nothing that will excuse you unlifing someone, no matter what.
Exactly.
I think I heard a little bit when Honey Babe was talking about people seeing the sign, either they don't recognize it or they want to go because people are expecting them to get married and things like that. Yeah, that could be a factor. But sometime again, like you were talking about the doctor that was married for about 20 years and eventually and on life the wife. They might be they might be living like, okay, they love themselves and all that. Only God knows what they eventually discover. I want to give an example. There's this guy, he works in oil company and is where to do, he's okay in his own way in Nigeria. He comes to this UK for treatment and all that. He's married his wife for over 30 years. And eventually, about 3, 4 years ago, they discovered that all their grown-up children are not for the man. To the extent that the very first boy already pregnated somebody, had 2 kids, they were still in the house. This man, with all his estate and all that, he hated the woman with a passion and has been asking the woman to leave the home and to live with the children, but the woman will not leave. Last year, he came to this place. He had an episode. He almost lost his life. He was placed on in was this machine, whatever, and then he survived it. And eventually, 2 weeks ago, he slumped and died in Nigeria because of all of this. So this is somebody who did not want to unlife somebody. Some other people might not be able to take it to that extent. You understand? And he might not want to disclose to the whole world. But because the sister is my colleague, and when he came to this UK, when he was sick, we all knew about it. He survived it, he went back. Eventually, he lost his life. There is nothing that will justify you unlifing people. He wanted to take a different route. Okay, you leave, go with your children. Let me see if I can start again, even though I'm old. But he didn't live to start again. Okay. There are a few things that some people might not. This happened. It could be the woman, it could be the man. You understand?
Yeah.
So, and then again, there might be some sign that you will miss, maybe while dating, or maybe in the process of your marriage, and it's happening. If it's something that you notice you can't stay, like if this man was really somebody who wanted to go to Dara, that woman that refused to leave the home with the children, what if the man decides to unlife her?
Thank you.
So this thing comes in various ways, in different forms. It might not be there at the beginning. You understand? Things can trigger maybe during the marriage or whatever. So yeah, if anybody recognizes it, the best thing is for you to leave. Don't die in the marriage. But if you have done something that you think that is unforgivable, and even when they say you see that it's still trigger, there's trigger, and the love is no longer the same the way it used to be, you better leave because you know you are at fault or the man is at fault. Go your separate ways. There are different things. It could be mental health, like Simbi was talking about. It could be anything. If you recognize it, don't stay put. But there are things that could trigger certain things, but nothing justify you unlifing anyone.
Thank you. Thank you. You see, I love that example that you give. Because, like I said, we can go round and round and round this conversation talking about what are those things. Maybe the man moving this, he's coming from this, he's coming from that. As a woman, you have to know what are the issues you guys are both dealing with. You should know the man you are dealing with and the magnitude of what happened. Don't get me wrong, go. Sometimes many of these women that were on live, they are not even the one who causes what happened. Some of them, the husband are just mad, greedy, selfish. The husband are just animals. And if you notice that the way this man is moving, I don't think this is right, though. What are you waiting for? That's why I'm showing you the picture of this pretty woman you are looking at now. I believe that is the picture of the woman they said married to a pastor, right? That they said the pastor on live. Is that the one, Simbi?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. She's the one.
Okay. Dr. Adama, whenever you're free, you can interject so that I know you are free. Now, let me give you an example. In the case of this woman, we really don't know what happened because welcome, my Didi. I dig into it. The basics of what we have on there from the legal perspective is that the husband was arrested to protect the husband. So against the news that is circulating on social media that the husband on live they said that is not what happened according to the police. And for me, because this is a public platform and I have to go by the legal documents on each case. In our own case, she was poisoned. That's what we heard, that she was poisoned. The husband locked her in the room, blah, blah, blah. She's a politician. She's actually a special advisor to the governor of Delta State. The husband is a pastor. Those are everything they were saying about this case. Now, the husband on his part said, according to the police, the husband was the one that called the police and said, this woman died, or my wife has died, or police come, or the family are threatening me, or blah, blah, blah. So the police have to step in and then put the man under protective custody. That's what we heard so far, so good. But here is what I want to emphasize, okay? As a woman in Nigeria, as a woman in politics, the general assumption is that you slept your way into whatever office you found yourself. I am not saying that's the case for everybody, but in Nigeria generally, a woman, you are into politics, the general belief is that you are sleeping with all those political big guns. Now, if you're married to a man who says, I don't like politics, maybe when you started, they were just giving you simple role, maybe women community leader, one small thing. But the moment you are a beautiful woman and you are beginning to be appointed as secretary, SA, you are beginning to travel today Abuja, tomorrow this, and your husband is like, no, I don't think I like this move. No, I don't like this political career, everything. And you are trying to guarantee that man, babe, trust me, it's for our own good. And you know, you can get appointment. That's why I'm doing this. If the husband is a Nigerian man, and you see that this man truly don't like it, you are risking your life. Those are the things I'm talking about here. You try to reason with him, he's saying no. The man, you will make that money, but even if the man is supporting your political career, he is just doing it for what he's going to gain from it. He will find a girlfriend or somebody somewhere, because in his mind, he already knew that, oh, they are sleeping with my wife. That is how dirty our mind can be as Africans. So the point I'm making is, for us not to have another situation, oh, our husband don't kill her, the husband wicked. You see the danger. If you want to follow your career, you are not supposed to be married. Just leave. That's what I'm saying. Dr. Adama, are you back? Okay. Hey, honey babe, you want to do you hear about this lady?
Excuse me. What do you mean if you want to follow your career, don't what?
This is what I'm saying. We are talking about husband who are unlifing their wife, and me, I'm looking for the reasons why these things happened. So for this woman case, for instance, she's a politician.
Yes, sir.
Average Nigerian men, they will not trust you as a woman, a beautiful woman in politics, who are hanging out with all these men that took pride in sleeping with other men's wives. So a lot of men in Nigeria, if you are a political inclined woman and you are climbing, your husband may have problem with that. So I'm simply saying, if you are married to a man who is already saying, no, I don't want this appointment they are giving you, or this one, you are going here, you people are going to Abuja, you are going to, the man is already complaining and whining. And you are believing that I trust myself. I'm not doing anything indecent. Babe, trust me. I am saying you are endangering your life. Because some men will say, okay, since you don't want to listen, you go begin get a girlfriend or something. And anything can happen as a result of that. That's just what I'm saying. I'm not saying in all cases. So, Dr. Adama, what's your take?
This is what I'm going to say. Good afternoon, everyone. I heard what you say, and I just want to say to you respectfully, Ben, I disagree, and I'll tell you why I disagree. This is the reason. If I have it my way, and if I can make that movement, we need to start having psychological evaluation, and mental evaluation before you get married to someone. That's me. I would like to include that in, because the rate at which our women are getting unlived is not normal. Is not normal. And you need to look at this. We need to look at it from three angles. The first angle is one, we stigmatize mental illness. The first time I came to your platform, there's something called Black mental illness, which we don't want to talk about it. We have to ask yourself, how many therapies do we have back home? Do our people believe in therapy? No, they don't believe in therapy. People have gone through a lot. And you made a statement, that's why I came in. You said, oh, if you do a research and bring African men now, everybody have gone through something that you're able to navigate through yours does not mean everybody can navigate through theirs. Something has to trigger it. And I want us to be clear on something. Our men are dying in silence. Black men are dying in silence because we have them under this masculine thing that you can't express what your feelings. You just have to suppress it, toughen it up, you're a man. And guess who end up being the victim of this suppression? Women. At the end of the day, if you know you're going to be with a man that frowns at your career or you achieving your goal, to start with, that man was not meant to be for you. It was not meant to be for you because if you love me, you
Exactly.
should support what I do. You should embrace, you should want to lift me up just like I am supporting your goals and ambition. And that story you made in Texas, let me give you something, which I know you know, Uncle Ben. Texas has one of the, if I'm not mistaken, one of the highest rates of nurses getting killed.
Mm-hmm.
Every is always Texas. Is always Texas. And I start asking myself something. What is wrong? Is it that our women nurses? Why nurses? Why nurses? That is the that is the thing I want to talk about. Matter of fact, my show this Saturday is going to be on nurses, on Dr. Damages. But I want to say this thing, Uncle Ben. Let's be clear and frank about something. I respect that you're a traditional man, and I respect you believe on our core values. But at the end of the day, something is wrong. We need to promote therapy more. We need to promote people seeking help. Like I wrote in the comment section, it's okay not to be okay. We cannot say, oh, our culture doesn't look at things like this, and the Western culture, and yes, the Western culture, guess what? The rights that they have um outlets where you can go out and get help. Doesn't mean that it's guaranteed that that person is not going to act up. I want us to be able to come to this platform and know that you can tell people, listen, if you're not feeling okay, if you're feeling this particular way, you can express it. Doctors are human beings, they go through a lot. Matter of fact, doctors have one of the highest stress level anyone could think about. I have not spoken about it, but I just want you to look at this from this perspective. If you look at the workload they have and the hours they work, not trying to excuse what that story you told, but at the end of the day, we need to. I always say this thing: our men are not getting enough rest. Our men are not getting enough rest. Stay away from social media. Learn to take a break from social media. Learn to shut your mind down and enjoy natural things. Learn to do that. But at the same time, something is not right. Our women cannot be dying like this, and we're looking at it all in the name of, oh, if you marry a man that doesn't want agree with you wanting to be this, oh, you're putting your life in danger. No, it's not okay. Something is just not right because I'm sick and tired. It's like every week, a woman is dying in her husband's hands. Something is happening. We cannot normalize. Something is just not right, Uncle Ben. I just have to be frank with
Okay.
you. I know you say your time is short. I'm waiting
Yeah.
for when we have a longer time so I can tell you things to look out for because we really, really, really need to embrace therapy. Therapy does work. Talking to
Okay. Thank
someone
you.
does work. Yes, it does work if you believe in it. If you don't believe in something, don't go into it. So if you feel like therapy is not going to work for you, if you go into it, you never achieve anything. But if you keep an open mind and going through it, it does work. So I believe in that. Thank you, sir.
All right. Just quick question. Just two questions, Doctor Adama. I'm going to ask you this question, not because I don't understand everything you say. In fact, I support it 1,000%. But I want to ask this question just to bring out a point here. How many Nigerian women do you know that are in therapy? Nigeria women. I'm not saying men. How many Nigeria?
I went to therapy.
One. Dr. Adama, how many Nigeria women did you know that go to therapy?
The truth is, just as To be realistic with you, I think I'll say the percentage is not encouraging. I have to be no, seriously. I deal with facts. I don't deal with emotion.
God bless you,
You,
my.
but listen, my specialty is anesthesiology, so I didn't go to school so that I can be looking at emotion. No, the number is not encouraging, and I'll tell you why the number is not encouraging. We stigmatize people. A woman think if she tells a friend, I'm going to therapy for this, I need to speak to someone, her friend will look at her like, oh, something is not wrong with you. Why can't you figure things out? No, it's not. It's not.
All right, thank
It's
you.
not.
Thank you. Also, another question. Please, if you watch part 2 of this show, you will understand where I'm coming from, because I know this is not the usual show that women like. When it comes to anything accountability, I know a lot of women don't like it. But if we have to blame men for everything, oh yes, that's a great show. But we have to face reality. I'm a consequentialist. I treat things the way I see it. And like I've always said, I'm not an expert. I'm just coming from my own angle. If my idea works for you, excellent. If it doesn't work, don't even take it. Okay. So I'm just saying, Dr. Adama, I'm glad that you said the number is not encouraged when it comes to women going to therapy. One of the reasons I think African women, Nigerian women don't like to go to therapy is because they don't want to take accountability. Now, same thing with Nigerian men. I don't even know how many Nigerian men will go therapy. Make I no lie. I don't know. Not to even talk of African men generally. So we don't do therapy. That's just the baseline of what I'm saying here. Therapy is a good thing. Speaking to counselor is a fine thing. But you go to therapy, you don't go. What matter is your life. If you are dealing with a man who is not going to therapy and you are managing it, I will simply tell you are risking your life. I don't know if you get what I'm saying now. So, like the example of this lady that I give, I've seen the chat. I see my DD, mommy of 5, shout out to you. I see what you guys are saying in the comment, but I think you are not getting my point yet. I'll give you an example. If
I hear you.
sister come to me and say, hey, my husband is dating a lady. I've warned him, I've spoken, I've did everything. He's not letting this lady go. He go tell me, say he don't leave the lady, but he go come back again. He go still they follow this lady. I will simply tell her, do you want your husband to marry second wife? If she said no. Do you want to continue your marriage with your husband, dating this lady that is dating? If she said no, I will ask the third question. Can you overlook it? Can you focus on what you both share together and overlook it? If she said no, I will simply tell her, you have no business being in that marriage. That's the gospel. That's my kind of person. Because definitely, if your husband won't let this other lady go, after marrying you are in the house, everything, and he knows that this thing is stressing you out, you're complaining, and still he doesn't change. And you too, you can't overlook, you can't let go, you don't want second wife. Why are you in the marriage? At the end of the day, that may lead to you losing your life. That's just what I'm saying. When it comes to politicians like this lady on my screen, I don't know whatever the outcome will be. I just told you guys what is prevailing in Nigeria. In Nigeria, the idea is that, oh, women in politics, they are sleeping around, which there are some examples of them actually doing that. And there are many women too who are in politics who don't do those rubbish things. You just have to listen to me with an open mind. Now, if you are a politician, you are a woman, you are a politician, you are beautiful, and you are jumping after all these politicians up and down from one post to another. You people are having late night meetings. You are traveling, and your husband continues to say, I don't want it. You are cheating. You are doing this with that. And you want to preach this thing that I'm saying in the comment right now? Say, why can't he support my career? You will lose your life. I'm sorry it sounds harsh. There is no reason why any man should take anybody's life. Your life is precious. Let us begin to tell you now, so that if he dare harsh, maybe it will be making sense. For anyone who might see this, you can send this to sisters or brothers out there. A man's heart is evil at times. That's why there is this popular saying that men can't take, he said that 50% or 40% of what they dish out. It'd be like, get out and say, Simbi, how do you guys say that thing? That men can't take what they dish out. It's true. A man will cheat on you and expect you to forgive him. Beg you. After you forgive, he will go out and do it again. Still expect you to forgive. You cheat on him just one time. Not even cheat himself. Make it just say one man, they eye you anyhow. Why don't come? So why? That's my question. Why? Why would you already know that this man don't want this, he doesn't like it. Why should you stay? You want to eat your cake and have it. Then one day, snap, yes?
It goes back to what I'm saying. You hear this, we are a product of our environment. And let's be honest, okay? The African environment has not been favored towards women. I'm not saying that, listen, there are women who are more violent than men. They are. Because you know why? When I say we're a product of our environment, there are women, no matter how peaceful environment you give them, they will produce chaos because they are so used to chaos. That's what they're just used to. They're not used to. And I always say this: what you see growing up affects how you're going to lash out or act out when you're on your own. What am I trying to say here? In the African culture, ego plays a lot with our men. Listening to what other people will say plays a lot in both men and women. People not minding their business, interfering in other people's matter, plays a lot in our culture. Okay? We do not know how to lift each other up. We do not. If I come here now and I say this about me, you see people in the comment section and say, oh, she likes bragging. Why can't we celebrate each other? But if someone else, a white person, come and say all this thing, we'll start saying, oh, very good. Oh, I'm so proud. She's so intelligent. We like talking down on each other. That's what we do. The elder will learn to celebrate one another, encourage one another, mind your business, and tell people the truth. Surround yourself by people that will hold you accountable. What you said is true. I agree with you to a certain extent. If you're with a man that you know what you're doing, it doesn't sit like the heart of man is very deceitful. The heart of man is very deceitful. We need to be careful with whoever you. I love you does not mean that. Listen, once show that person, tell that person you are no longer interested. You see a side of that person that you never know exists. So at the end of the day, we all have that in us. But what I'm saying is the ability to control it, be in control of yourself. All I'm trying to say here, I know we don't have that much time. There are some people who don't have that control. They can't control it. And this is where they need help. This is where they need help. They need help. We have a lot of our people walking around who are bipolar. You know what bipolar is, Ben? It's not something you have a lot of our people who are narcissists. You have a lot of I mean, should I go on and on? Psychosis, like what you know it exists. So if you have this much percentage of people, black community walking around undiagnosed, what do you think they will produce? They are going to be producing a society where things that are not normal are happening. So that's just the truth.
I agree with you, Dr. Adama, but I also wanted to point this out. We all know Africa, speak from now to tomorrow. People will not go seek help, no go seek help. That's just the reality. And besides, when you look at the financial implication of seeking help, many Africans will not go for it. We can preach it from now to tomorrow. Nobody will get the money, go afford them. If you have to go and talk to a therapist now, I think the least they will charge you maybe about, I don't know, depending on your area. But I know here.
But Uncle Ben, then why did they go to marriage counselor in church? Answer that question. What is marriage counselor?
You are not getting my point, Sister Dama. We can argue this thing till tomorrow. What I usually recommend is what works for you. How do you save yourself? That's what me I preach. We can talk from now to tomorrow. I've come to realize that how we see life, how we see some treatment, or how we see some professional, how we seek some professional help depends on our pocket. There are
Uncle
times
Ben,
that
Uncle Ben, I agree. Sorry for
okay, so
interjecting.
let us look at,
No,
yeah, so
I agree with you, but what I'm trying to make clear is this. Let's
Mhm.
not always make it about money. This is what I'm saying. When I say seek help, it doesn't have to be a profession. If you know you have that buddy that you can trust, that whatever you say to that person stays to that person, call that person and vent. Tell that person, look at what I'm going through. This is what I'm feeling right now. How like I'm look like talk to someone. I'm not saying it necessarily has to be a profession. No, I understand and I recognize with you, therapy is expensive. And sometimes not most insurance doesn't cover it. Yes, I recognize that. But all I'm saying is have that person in your life where you can be able to express. Someone you know will hold you accountable, tell you that thing you don't want to hear, and say, you know what, Ben, what you did, you shouldn't have done that. You should have done this. I will handle it like this, and this is how you should handle it.
yeah, we are
Can
we
I,
are
can I, can I, sorry, can I quickly say something? Because
go ahead.
everyone is different, yeah. And this is, I'm getting really cheesed off by the comments because this is exactly what talking
You
about stigmatization. Because
hold
let me finish what I'm saying. I won't be long. Trust
on,
me, I'm gonna get off after this. But what
not
I'm
by
saying is that the fact that you don't need therapy doesn't mean that someone else doesn't need therapy. Like I said, we shouldn't stigmatize it. Therapy is there for a reason. People are struggling mentally. In the same way that if you are sick physically, you would go to a GP. You wouldn't try and, self-medicate yourself. Therapy is there. Now, you can't force anybody to do therapy, but let's not stigmatize it. Someone mentioning that, oh, I don't need therapy, that's on you. Someone else may need therapy. And for me, this is a place of empowerment. All these platforms we should empower people and educate people that if you're struggling, this is an avenue you can go to. It's not for everybody. But I find it so disappointing, some of the comments that I'm seeing, because it doesn't make sense to me. You are you. If you can go through life and nothing affects you, good on you. Pat yourself on the back. It's
yeah.
not for everybody. And I will tell you one thing. When I was going to do a mental health degree in COVID, I went to a mental health unit in the UK. Do you know the amount of Nigerian women I saw there? So all this study you're saying, people are going through mental health.
God bless
Trust
you.
me.
God bless you, D.
Trust me,
Oh,
in the
funny babe,
UK, I
stop.
live in
God
the UK, and
bless
Auntie B
you.
can say the same thing. There's a lot of Nigerian women that are going through trauma, whether it's DV, whether it's divorce, whether it's a lot of stuff. They are not themselves, and they're being diagnosed in mental health units in the UK. So don't get it twisted that, okay, that everyone is okay. Everybody has issues. Yes, some of us can deal with it, some can't. And have some compassion for people that are struggling, that actually need therapy. That's all I wanted to say, because sometimes as much as we are educated, just because it works for you, it doesn't work for someone else. I held my hand up. I needed therapy because I was going through a lot. So for anyone to come to me and tell me that, oh, why do I need therapy? Why couldn't I have handled it myself? You don't know what I was going through last year. So if anybody is going through what they're going through, have empathy and be open to the fact that go to therapy. That's what therapy is for. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, I quite agree with you. I don't know what comment you see that make you react like that, but let me just say this. Sometimes,
No, it's major, but I know that things are different in Nigeria, but to have the narrative, I don't need therapy, that's you. But even if I don't, like with me, I'm very open-minded. Even if I don't need therapy, I will say to someone, if you need therapy, get therapy. That's what therapy is for. But I wouldn't discourage someone else because you didn't need therapy.
yeah, thank you. Just as a note, because here where we come here, we are trying to learn. Please, if somebody say anything sometimes in the comments, even if we don't agree with it, just let it go so that it won't look as if maybe, oh, we are calling this way, we are saying
No,
this.
it's not about calling it out. I'm just a question of let's be open to different things. We are so caught up in this African mentality where we don't want to educate ourselves about any other thing. And I
Okay,
find it quite disappointing.
just
Be
leave them.
open to other things. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly. For me,
But no, but honey babe, what Uncle Ben is saying is true. In order to come to this platform, ignore the people in the comment section will say, like, Uncle Ben is so right. I understand. That's why Uncle Ben, you see
Mm.
how we harass him, he will still say that thing that I don't want him to say, he will still say it. So
no, basically, I love the fact that at least Honey Babe do the education thing,
yeah,
which
she did. She did good. I am
people,
so proud
people
of
will
her. But
yeah, people will literally say some things, and sometimes,
You know what? Yeah, I really don't care because for me, I'm all about being transparent. I don't pretend to anybody. And anything I say is from experience. And like I said, it worked for me. It doesn't work for everybody. You can't force people to be in therapy, but it should be an avenue for people that are struggling. Don't bash it.
exactly, no problem, Honey Babe. In fact, what me I used to say is this: if you can go to your pastor every time, once more thing, you run to your pastor, and the problem persists, if you have the money to go and see a therapist, what's holding you? Go talk to a therapist. Okay?
But you know, the joke is in the UK, you don't have to pay for a therapist. I had a therapist and it was paid by the NHS. I did not pay a penny.
That is UK. Everybody does live
Okay.
in
I'm
the
just saying that this idea that you have to pay money in different countries in different situations. So
Yeah.
you're selling the false narrative that you have to pay for therapy doesn't necessarily ring true. That's all I'm saying.
It depends on where people live. Here in the US, you pay for therapy, and there are some jobs where if you have issues like that, they have free session you can go to that will actually pay for it. The only problem is some if I talk now, Dr. Adama go come after me. The only
say
problem
it, say it, say it, say it, say it. I know what you want to say.
The only problem is this. What I can advise you is if you are an African, you're an African and you have issue that warrants you talk to a therapist, don't go to your work therapist. That's what I would advise you. Go figure. Don't go to your job therapist. Go and seek your own private therapist and let them talk to you. That's the only
That's so
thing.
true. That's so, I
So if
love
you
you. You're so right. That is so true. Go get your own personal this thing. And another thing, honey baby, if this will make you feel better, let me tell you something. That's why
Mm.
you see our people show up in the ER with a blood pressure of
Hello.
200 and
Totally.
something. And if they cannot treat blood pressure, what makes you think they would go to therapy?
I
So
know, right?
leave them alone. They are set in their ways, and guess what? They are going to end up the way they are ending up. I don't. That's
All
why I
that's
don't.
gonna
When I
happen.
see
Yeah.
them, I don't have empathy for them
Mm.
because they
Ah.
lack that. There's something Uncle Ben always say. Africans are some Africans are very incorrigible. You
uh,
cannot advise them. Just leave them
But we
where
have
they
to
are.
we have to try. I think for me, I see it as if you're coming onto these platforms, we need to encourage certain things. That's what we're here for, isn't it? To enlighten our people. Or what
uh,
are we doing on this platform?
yeah, we can only talk, and it's left for people who want to take. That's why me, I always say that look, my job is to advise. Don't
Yeah,
take that advice
yeah,
for it. I am not an
yeah.
expert,
Mm.
but sometimes you might find yourself in some situation that you will remember me. I know if you have listened to me long enough, you go always remember and say, where Uncle Ben has said this thing before.
Mm.
That's not what it's
I,
for.
I just think like in anything, don't knock it into like with anything. If you wanna buy a property, you go to an estate agent. If you want a mortgage, you go to a mortgage broker. If you're going through stuff, go to a therapist. I see it to me, it's just very logical for me. So I find it so amazing that people are still very anti-therapy. And I think with what I saw when I was working in a mental health unit, there are a lot of Black Nigerian, not even Caribbean, Nigerian women. There was a high proportion in the mental health wards that I was working. Says
Yeah.
to me, there's a problem.
All right. Thank you. Because of my time, we might revisit this show tomorrow. If I have to do a show tomorrow, it will be late in the evening. It might be around 4:30 in the evening if I have to do a follow-up. But I think this is a topic we have to explore deeply, and everybody has to kind of be patient and hear everyone out. My own take, as I'm rounding up gradually now, is this: if a situation doesn't work for you, don't stay. I used to advise brotherhood, and I will repeat what I do advise men. Which one is better? For you to end up in jail or end up in death row because you unlife somebody, or for you to walk out of a marriage with dignity, go and start your life afresh and enjoy? Which one do you take? That's my advice. So the same thing I tell women is what I also tell men. Do you want to become a killer husband? Or do you want to become the man they discuss? Oh, he's a divorcee, and yet you are balling, your life is good. If in the example that I made with that politician stuff, if you marry a politician woman, a woman who is driven, who is politically inclined, who want to become governor or this thing one day, and you know you can't take it, that you know in Nigeria, oh, these men are sleeping with other people's wife. Let's call it what it is. They are sleeping in politics. They are sleeping with the women. May we call them what it be. Only few, and only God knows, few of them. You can actually give Ogun now, say, swear this Ogun, or pour water in the barrel of a gun and say, oh yeah, madam, come and drink this water. If these politicians are not messing with you. That's called what it is. My own thing is, if you are married to a woman, for instance, who is very beautiful and she's chasing her career, and you think you are not okay with it, and he's beginning to get to you anytime she's out of the house, your mind cannot go beyond, oh, somebody is sleeping with her right now. Divorce her. Divorce her. Because it's not normal. She might not be doing anything at all. She may be a saint. She may have a way of carrying herself that even no man want to mess with her. But in as much as you as a man, your mind is messed up, that anytime you don't see her, you're always thinking, hey, they do one thing. Divorce her and have your peace. It's just like here in America. I have seen how Black American brothers, how they go about their women. If you're talking about brothers who have insecurity issue, Black American brothers are one of them. If they see you, if their girlfriend even greet you, say she doesn't walk up and say, hi Ben, how you doing? And you say, hey Sherry, you look good, Sherry. You are in trouble. Just the way I tell our Nigerian brothers, you got to recognize some things. If it's like you see a Black American girl who has a boyfriend, and you continue to be playing with the guy, you say, oh, if na Nigeria, no problem now. It's nothing. One day, that Black American boy will show up and blast your head off. And then we will blame the devil, Abby. So all I'm preaching is, if you know this thing is like this, why not remove yourself from the situation? So if you are going with a woman, even if now work safe, your wife applied for a job in a place, and every time you are feeling uncomfortable about where she's working, maybe every morning when she dressed, she's going to work, you are just feeling, baby, I want you to stop. You have the conversation over and over, and she insisted, I'm not going to stop. This is my career. This is my job. This is what I went to school for. Brother, divorce her ass. I know it sounds harsh, but I'm telling you the reality now. That means there is a breakdown. She is not willing to change. You are not willing to go to therapy to get your screwed up mind fixed. So you can trust her that when she is going to work, she's not doing anything. If you are messed up, you can't go to therapy. You can't speak to anybody. You are just there. Broom is saying, stop this job. Don't go to this job. I don't like it. And she insisted, no, meta lie. 10 of you cannot stop me from going to my job. This is my job. One day, that woman way in mouth, they do I had to get to my job. She will come back on, the guy go on life her. She will be part of the statistics. And the stupid guy that know that he has insecurity issue, that cannot simply say, okay, babe, It's either you choose, may you do something where go give me rest of mind. If you not go choose them, and I'm not willing to go to therapy to get my mental state fixed, let us cut it off. You will end up in jail after you're on life. And that's just what I'm saying here. The rhetorics is out there. We've all heard it. No man should do this, no man should do that. Fine. These men are evil. They are devil. But will that solve the problem? So, my sisters, as we just do 1 minute roundup, my own take is, Waka, once you know that you've done something that may be unforgivable, that may come back to take your life away. Cheating. Men will cheat on you several times. They go beg you and expect you to forgive or forget. If the man is even strong, maybe you have not even cheated on anybody, but the man is so strong, he believes that you have cheated. And he's accusing you, he's confronting you with it, my sister. It is dangerous. Don't say, well, God see me and not do anything. I go to work, I come back. It's dangerous. This MF will fuck you up one day. Leave that marriage. I believe in marriage, though, but I don't believe in people losing their life in marriage. Leave the marriage. If you are with a man that everything, boo, he can go from 0 to 100, and when it's like that, he can raise the roof. One day he gonna live you. And if you are a woman that has this strong mindset, oh, I can say what I want to say. You can talk to me. Who are you? You got married, we got married. When I come in, you are running your mouth all the time. Auntie, it's better you leave that marriage than to claim your right. Or else you will be claiming that right 6 feet under the ground. Enough is enough. We are in a different world now. Marriage is not do or die. I used to make fun here all the time that I will be one of the best person to that a woman can ever divorce. I will stress you. The moment my word and your word, they rhyme again. You know, they go area where we say, we are becoming like cat and rat. So, I'm gone. One day, I go work from work. I don't take off knee. I'm not going to alive anybody, and I don't pray anybody on life anybody. Please save yourself. You have to be alive before you can judge case, before you can quote grammar, because you can say he's a narcissistic, he's a controlling freak. You have to be alive. Oh. All the sisters that have dealt with crazy men before, that they have all left those marriages, you see them every day looking beautiful, and they are going about their life. They are enjoying it. Oh. If you like, you stay. Say, I'm gonna. That's just my point. Make una know if I say I don't rant, but that's just my point. Honey, babe, please, what's your final take? My doctor, I begin to go where they pay my money.
I agree with you that about the Waka thing. I'm totally on point with that. I just think that based on everything you said, there's different reasons and motivations for for deleting someone. But it comes back to what you said. If you see certain things, you need to make a choice. It's either you stay and there's a possibility of being deleted, or you leave. I don't agree with what you said in return that you have to sacrifice your career for a guy. You should be able to have marriage and still have a career, even in politics.
Honey, babe,
even
please,
in politics.
Please clarify it. I am not saying sacrifice your career for a man. All I'm saying is that when the man insisted, he showed signs of insecurity. If you love your career, divorce his ass and face your career. But
I don't agree with that. I think they need to have a conversation. If it still doesn't work, then maybe they need to decide. I think using divorce on this show, you're going to get comments like, are you advocating for divorce? You're going to get those type of comments.
Babe, you see, that is why I said this is a different conversation. You are looking at it from an educated woman perspective. I'm looking at you, yes, not like it from a realistic perspective. That thing. Just let's forget that thing. If a woman really wants to pursue a career and her husband is feeling insecure about it and is to get hotter, and the husband to look at it like, oh, you are going to this job, somebody is messing with you, you are messing with somebody, it's becoming dangerous. Don't quit. I'm not saying, please hear me out. I am not saying leave your career because of one man. I'm just saying, once it's getting hot, the man is going crazy about your career, your job, and you don't want to let it go. If you are believing, we can talk about it. We can talk about what is there. We can just have the conversation. It go kill you one.
I agree with you, but I think the example you gave makes no sense. It can be in any circumstances. The message should be: if you see madness, run, waka, all the things that you said, Benno. So I think it shouldn't just be just for that scenario that you mentioned. It should be if you see madness, if you see a certain behavior, and you feel unsafe, then you should go, leave, run, get out. I think that should be the message, rather than just have it based on politics.
Honey, babe, I think you are completely missing my point. You are missing it, my sister. We will come back tomorrow because I don't get time.
I'm just saying, in any situation, it doesn't have to be about a career. You're talking about one scenario, and I'm saying if you see madness in any situation, and because it doesn't have to be based on the fact of, oh, if your husband is jealous of you being in being a politician based on the scenario you gave. I'm saying in any situation, if you feel unsafe, if you feel that the anger, and everything I feel like it's going to do something, then you leave. I think we're saying the same thing. I'm just saying I'm generalizing it rather than just basing it on the scenario of a politician.
Honey, babe, are you saying you will know when he's going to do something?
Listen, let me tell you my reality. My ex-husband was acting funny, the way he was behaving. I was gone. Before I was gone. He didn't even get to a stage of him even raising his voice to me. I was gone.
Honey, babe,
yeah, that is me.
You gone? Why don't you wait? It might change.
Wait for what? Wait for what?
That's the point I'm making.
Nah, I'm not waiting for anybody.
I'm teaching young ladies is what I'm telling you right now.
I agree. You don't wait.
Relationship, marriage is supposed to be something fun, something you enjoy.
Yes.
I once asked a couple when they were discussing their matter and they involved me in it. And the simple question I asked them is that, did you know the first sign of a broken marriage? That this sign where you can identify it, you know that your marriage is broken. They were all giving all kind of, I said, no, you people are going way too far. And I will say it here now. The moment happiness is out of the window in your relationship or marriage, the moment joy is out of the window, and it's ongoing. We know you can be sad today, you are happy tomorrow. There can be situations you are both not happy today, and it's fine. Tomorrow, you are cool. But once it becomes a situation whereby one person is in perpetual unhappiness, and you think, we're gonna work it, while don't they come? So all I'm saying, if you want to hear, you hear. If you don't want, it's fine. My own just.
I agree with you. Let me go so that someone else, the rest of them, can talk. But I totally agree with you. I understand what you said. I totally agree with everything that you said.
Thank you, honey, babe. No, while
I don't want,
into it.
Thank you. Bye,
my sister. Dr. Dama said.
No, I'm here.
Your final take in 1 minute, please. Your final take.
Okay. This is my final take. Dear women, please, if you're going to date someone or you're going to end up in a marriage or relationship with someone, both men and women, please stay with someone that will lift you up, someone that knows your worth, someone that is not threatened by your success. And dear man, if you know you can't handle a woman who is nice looking and has a lot going in her career, please date someone you can handle and control, because not everybody is meant for everybody. Not any woman or successful woman is meant for every man. So it takes a special man to marry a kind of woman. For instance, a woman like me who works in predominantly 85% men, not every man will be able to say, oh, I want to marry Adama. But at the end of the day, there are men there like Uncle Ben, like my husband, who can put up with it. But at the end of the day, let us be realistic and learn to lift each other up, support each other, and not feel threatened, because at the end of the day, there's nothing in this life. Once you die, you're not going with any of this. any of this stuff. So thank you, Uncle Ben. Thanks for having this.
Absolutely, my sister. Thank you. Thank you very much. Simbi, your last word real quick.
Okay, so basically, I think these are the questions that we should ask when we're dating.
Yeah.
Can you handle me in this my job, or me in this my career? Because it's very important to know how that man thinks. You might not put it directly, by talking about yourself, but you can just ask that question indirectly, and then you see how he thinks. So I think that will help too.
Yeah,
You can
absolutely.
tell from, yeah. Yes, you can use a scenario, but don't use yourself, and then you can just basically ask deep questions, those difficult questions that you wouldn't normally ask on a normal day. So, and I agree with everything Dr. Adama has said. She spoke my mind also. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you very, very much, everybody. Thank you, Dr. Adama. Thank you, Simbi. So basically, I have to go now. What I'm just saying is that, please, you have to be alive to enjoy everything you ever worked for. Thank God, Honey Babe has break it down, and I'm happy that we finally have an understanding. Okay. That's why I don't want to look at this comment. Sister Mario don't start. Sister Mario enter here, never reach 2 minutes. He say I don't the paras. D, make una leave me. Una don't start. Didi, Mona leave me. All right. Basically, what I'm saying is this. Thank you to all my guests and all the panelists. All I'm just saying is that this man pie woman today, pie woman to a man tomorrow. If we want to be going in circle, trying to say, maybe this can help, maybe that can help, those educated women knows better. How about the one that are not that educated? It's another thing to be educated and not exposed. It's another thing to be educated and don't even know jack. We are talking about trauma, anger, resentment, and revenge. So for me, I'm more or less focusing on, as a woman, what are those things that once you begin seeing them, you should know at the back of your mind that this kind of thing, if he end to buying, that's just all I'm saying. Shout out to you, film girl, my sister Choma. How are you doing? That's just what I'm saying, that look, don't even wait. Once you begin to see that this thing has happened, it has happened, we can work it out. Prayer will do it. That one will do it. And the man, you heard Dr. Adama say it now that we need therapy, we need therapy. And a typical African man will not go to therapy. He won't even admit that he have an issue. You're staying, believing it will work. Well, maybe after the person there under 6 feet, he gonna say, okay, he walk. Don't stay. And I give some example, please. Even though it might sound that, oh, this example you are giving, I'm just kind of pointing. Thank you, D. D actually helped me make it make sense. Thank you, D, for emphasizing it very well for me. All I'm just saying is that, listen, there are some things that the reaction can lead to deletion. Once it happened, forget about it. I give an example of a man who desired children, and maybe his wife is still waiting. The wife never see. They've been married for 10 years, and within these 10 years, they've built a lot together. They have properties, have everything, but children not there. The wife is still expecting. Or maybe the wife get one pikin, and the man still not satisfy. The man, before you know, the man don't go out. He don't get like 4 children over a period of 10 years. When the wife finally found out, what do you think will be the outcome? That's all I'm saying. That as a man or woman, there are some things that will happen in your marriage that you should know that the end result can be the grave. That's all I'm saying. A man who, him and his wife has built, suffered, do everything together. He can't go give another person belly, born like 4 children outside. You want to tell me that one day that man of his mistakenly eat poison? That's the point I'm making. Or a woman that slept with another man, got pregnant, and carried the pregnancy, give your husband. Maybe you have 2, 3 children for your husband, and you know as a woman that 2 among the children, no, they are not his own. But you cover it up. First year, second year, third year, they are growing. Everything looks perfect and good. Then as the children are going, the husband begin to look at the children, and the husband is beginning to realize that these children are not looking like me. Oh. Where this yellow one come from? These children, see their forehead. Oh. Then your husband secretly go and do DNA and discover that 2 of those children are not his. You as a woman, when you commit that crime, what do you think can be the outcome? Eh? What do you think will be the outcome? That's what I'm saying. If you get belay, you know say you carry picking when not be your husband own. You carry and give them. Take your time. Begin gather money or any way you want gather. After a while, you divorce to save your life. Or else, see, by the time the man unlife the woman, now we were there alive, now we got the judge say, another madman, you don't unlife his wife. Evil man. Why would you do this? How can a woman be do this? Yes, no human supposed to unlife another human, but you don't know what people can do out of anger. And the worst part, in the case of resentment, when a man is already nursing resentment towards you and he's been carrying for too long, you don't know what the outcome might be. That's just what I'm saying. I'm not putting all this message here to just re-echo what people have been saying. If we are re-echoing what everybody is saying from now to tomorrow, change is no good day. But hopefully, somebody might watch this video one day and just remember the way at the para, the holla now. The person could just say, oh, my way to, I see one video online. Oh, that man was talking that once you commit this kind of thing, you might buy you. Let me quickly remove myself now. That is how you save your life. That's all I'm saying. Some people, you can't reason with some people. Shout out to you, my sister Olivia. Okay? That's all I'm saying, my sister. Once you see the sign, you see the way they move, you too, you move. And maybe we'll have less killer husbands everywhere. When I come back for the next show, we'll begin diving into each of the situations. I have more than 20 stories to share. I will record some of them and post them on this channel so that you guys can come and watch it later. And then when we have like this thing, we can talk about it. I'm Marriott. I'm not too stressed, though. It's just that this topic, anytime people they try to say, let us reason it, they pay me because of these people where they buy anyhow. You know, if they pay me, I agree that at the verse. But when you look at it, all these people, when they buy, they are somebody's sister. They are the hope of some family. Look at this beautiful woman now. Just look at her. This is why in Nigeria, we don't get a lot of things done. Why? If anything happened to anybody, so far, be our person. We go, I want no more. Now then, Sabi, why they self go do like this? Well, I beg, make I go sell my market, Jerry. That's why we end up where we are. But the moment we begin to step in their shoes, when something happened to somebody, once we start asking ourselves questions, what if this is my sister? What if this is my brother? Then we will begin to open our eyes and see what solutions we need to embrace. It's painful. It's painful. That's why you know, one time I even stopped doing Nigeria content altogether because Nigeria thing is so damn stressful. People, anyway, thank you, my people. Anyway, we're gonna come back. We're gonna talk more about this. We still have one outstanding show, marrying single mothers and how to be the best stepdaddy. We're gonna do that, okay? Sister Mario said, my own is that people don't go to prison. Yeah, these are the issue. These are the issue. Simbi, I'll stop, but I don't stop before. I'm still thinking of stopping again. It's just because of the interaction we are having here, how we can come together, then we talk, we share ideas. That's why I'm going back to it. Nigerian content is not even giving me money. But when you look at some of the things they are doing, you just be wondering, like, Jesus Christ, to your long. What's going on? See, beautiful woman now. She did 6 feet under the ground. Whether not the husband do, whether not be the husband do, you can never hear the last of that case. We're not going to hear the end of it. Come and bet. Just come and bet me. So far, that man is a pastor. Now conversation for another day. Whether the man pay or not pay, we can never hear the end of it. Give it a couple of weeks now, you will hear another one again. Look at that one called IVD now, and Blessing CEO. Is he not living his life? How can a man be in a home where the wife set herself on fire according to what they are saying? Does it make any sense? She set herself on fire. She just burned down. And you, the husband, that you were at home when she's setting herself on fire, when they check your hand, did they say anywhere where your flesh is showing anything like a burnt, like an attempt that you are trying to save the woman? Nonsense. These are the things I'm talking about. Is it not going around now? The same blessing, see ho. The blessing, see ho. Your fellow women, is she not the one dating him now? They are flexing. You will never hear the end of that case. So tell me, which one is better? Which one is better? Eh? Some women you are dating a man who is a serial cheater. He's cheating every day and night. And I'm hoping to God, I will talk to God. We take it to prayer. We are asking God. He will change. He will change. No worry. Okay? When that girlfriend went there outside, then tie in head. If you on life, your enemy, then go change. Bless it, see ho. I even saw her make one. Make another talk. Make her they go. I'll play that video when I come next. I saw her make one video and say, yeah, you people are saying I'm advising people not to post their men online. And you are not saying, why am I posting my men online? If he pay you, post your own now. Just look at her, you see? Bimbo, sorry, 6 feet under the ground. You won't die for men. Some men right now, they are in prison. Men will be say they get future. Their life, they bright. Just because they can't just get it out of their skull. Say, my wife is doing this, my wife is doing this. One day, yeah, you unlife the woman. You are now serving life sentence. That is just what I'm saying. Okay? That is just what I'm saying. As a man, if you know, say the woman don't they carry you go where your leg no reach ground, divorce her. Divorce is two-way street. That's all I'll tell you. Divorce her. If what she they do, don't they really trigger you? I have another story of another guy I will share with you as we are doing this series. That guy actually go online to go and investigate. He go and Google how to buy somebody and get away with it. Imagine. Brothers, if the problem you are having with her, she don't want to change. You are complaining she don't want to divorce her. Divorce her, don't be a killer. And even you, brother, if you are dating, you are cheating on your woman, you're cheating on your wife, and your wife is complaining, you don't want to hear. You're like, I'm the head of this house. I'm the husband. What is wrong with you? How dare you questioning me? Yeah. Brother, you feel eat rat poison, join your food one day. Do you know, brother, the one women are doing now, there is this chemical where we say all they have to do is they will be dropping one drop in your food every day, in your water, the one drop. Once they do that for 45 days to 40 or to 50 days, they no do not here again. The man go decay gradually, The day when the man go pie finally, na heart attack it go be. I'm just saying. So when you they cheat on your woman, you no agree won't stop. You too remember, we do not just have killer husband, we have killer wives too. They're gonna life you one day. All right. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you, my D. Thank you, Marriott. Thank you, everybody. Honey babe, my dear. Thank you, my honey babe. Thank you, Sister Grace. Thank you so much, my Dr. Adama. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye for now.